Hello, I'm John Rushton, the emotions expert. Today we're going to be talking about holding on to the past. I've had a lot of correspondence from people talking about their past and holding on to the past and using it as some kind of validation as to who they are and why they are where they are in life and all this kind of thing. But to be honest, there's no need to hold on to the past because there's nothing you can do with it. The past is gone. Whatever you've been through, good, bad, or indifferent, you cannot change. If you revisit it, there's nothing new there. It's actually locked in stone. There's nothing you can change. There are no controls. There's no magic voodoo. There's nothing. You have to live with the understanding that what happened, happened. And where you are now is your present state of life. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. It's your present state of life. You are in control of your life. So whatever you need to do, you've got to do it. Telling other people about your past is a waste of time as well. Okay, at times it's good to get things off your chest and talk to people and just say something, but you've got to make sure it's the right person or the right persons, and it's only one or two. You can't keep on telling other people or lots of other people or everybody you meet, because that then becomes habitual. And once it becomes habitual, you become a dull, boring person. All you want to do is actually corner someone and tell them your story of why you are here, why this happened, why you haven't done this. And eventually you make things up. You make all kinds of stuff up to actually perpetuate and enhance your story. And then you have the long version, the short version, the edited version, the highlighted version, and all these kinds of versions which you actually build in your mind. And people actually get fed up with you after a while. And also you will find that things around you start to stagnate. You won't go anywhere, you won't do anything, nothing seems to change, and you'll get a feeling within that everything is almost against you, that whatever you do, it's futile. What do I do now? I've tried this, but you've not really tried. What actually you've done are gone through the motions of doing something. Your heart and your soul and everything else is not actually in it, only your thought process. And you think, right, I've done this, tick the box, I've done that. I've done something else, tick the box, and I've done this, and all of these kind of things. But in reality, you're just treading water. You're sitting where you are at your desk, just going through the motions. You've got to actually let go of the past, regardless of how bad it was or unfair it was or everything else. Or everybody got good marks when you're at school and you didn't, or everybody got better chances, or you came from a bad family, or you were abused when you were younger, or all of these things. Fine, it happened then, but we're not talking about then because you're not going to live in then. You're not going to go into the past. You're going to live tomorrow. Tomorrow is where you're going to step into. Tomorrow is where you're going to go. Tomorrow is where your future lies. Tomorrow is where you're going to have fame, fortune, and everything else which is going for you. Tomorrow is where you're actually going to develop your skills, your knowledge, your understanding, and everything else to make sure it's a better world for you. Now, it may not be that simple in that it's not going to happen overnight, but it takes one step to actually start the long walk ahead. And if you don't take that one step, you're not going to go anywhere anytime soon or even in the future. You're going to again stagnate and stay where you are, and then you're going to build excuses. And when you build excuses, you're going to hide behind those excuses by making more stories up of why you can't, why it's his fault, why it's their fault, why it's her fault, why you weren't lucky, oh, you've got better people than I have, and all of these kind of things. And again, you're making yourself into a dull, boring person. And if you aren't already a dull, boring person, you soon will be. You've got to look ahead. You've got to let go of all the things which happened in the past, sometimes even the good things, just to make sure that you stepped out of that void. You stepped out of that box which has surrounded you for such a long time, and you're now leaving that box and you're going to something new, something where you may make loads of mistakes, You may get loads of rejections. You get loads of people that don't want you, don't like you. You're not on their wavelength. So many areas where you find you've got to learn like the vertical curve, just straight up, because there's nowhere else to go. A lot of sleepless nights. You're going to find that you're actually starting to learn all over again how the new you is going to fit in to the new world you want to actually envelop around you. This is all about you. This is about how you are, how you feel, how you think. You are the expert of yourself. You know all your foibles, your fears, your good points, your bad points. You know all the little bits and nuances that nobody else knows, not even parents or friends or family or partners. You know all the little bits within your mind. You are an expert of you. And you've got to actually at times take a deep breath and jump in at the deep end. And you may sort of waffle around in the water for some time, but you've got to do it, because eventually that'll stop and the water will calm down and you'll start to make headway. And it's only when you look back in the future will you see that you've actually made a lot of progress. If you don't do all of these things, then you're not going to do anything. Stop looking at other people. Stop comparing yourself, because other people have another life. It's called their life. It's nothing to do with yours, even if it's very similar. Even if you have a twin brother or sister, it's very similar, but not the same. You are a unique person, and you must envelop this uniqueness to make it work for you, because it's all there. You have everything within you. Everything which is within your mind, you have enough of to be a success. As I said earlier, you may make lots of mistakes. You may make lots of faux pas. You may go down wrong avenues, wrong pathways. But at the end of that, you will be an expert. You've done it, seen it, got the cuddly toy, the car sticker, the beanie cap, everything. You've got everything you need to do what you need to do. So don't be frightened of these mistakes, and only surround yourself with people who are positive. Don't have any negative people, and that includes parents, because sometimes parents are in such an old mode that they are negative and they don't know anything better to get out of it. So don't be around people who are going to sort of bring you down. Only keep people who are positive around you, because they will feed off your positivity and you will definitely feed off their positivity. Keep it, even if it's only one or two. Don't go for quantity, go for quality. Go for those which means something to you. Go for those which are going to tell you good things about yourself, because you need to know that. You know all about the bad things in yourself, but sometimes you don't realize how good you are doing certain things because you just assume you're doing it. And other people can recognize these and they'll say, well, that's quite good. You did a really good job at that. And sometimes it's a bit of an eye-opener. You think, right, wow, did I? Yes. And this is what you need. You need people around you which are going to bolster your understanding and your momentum. They're going to give you the confidence and the courage to go forward. So don't hold on to the past, because the more you hold on to the past, the less you will be able to move into the future. It's going to be like a chain, a ball and chain. You can't drag the past with you. You're holding yourself toward the past. Move toward the future, because that is where everything is, and that is where you're going to succeed and be a rising star.